Alright guys, welcome back to segment number 2. And here I have ace queen. And yeah, as I expected, I'm going to be putting all my chips into this hand. So this is either beginning of the segment number 2 or I'm not going to post this video. So I'm all in for 655. At least I picked up a premium hand. And I got him crushed, so I just need no jack. And I will be back in there. So I do double up. So back in there. And it's not over. I'm still fighting for this $2. Just like that, ace queen knocked me down, and I got back in there with ace queen. So I have a feeling he's going to go. He doesn't, and I'm just going to go after these blinds. You'll notice there's 345 out there. It's a big portion of the chips. I'm going to raise it, and I'm not going to do a min raise. I'm just going to go all in. I probably have the best hand. I don't want them to be able to bluff me out of the hand, so I'm just going to shove all in there and hope to pick up the blinds, and I'll be back up to 1900 if they fold. And they do, so I'm right back in there. So with those pocket sevens, thinking about it again, you're probably going to have to make at least one gamble like that in these type of tournaments for your entire chip stack. Everybody's going to have to. Either that, or you're going to hover around 1,500 chips, and you might just get blinded out. Like this guy hasn't played very many hands at all. He's just been blinded out. He hasn't gotten involved. He's just trying to double up, but he's probably going to end up getting blinded out if he doesn't make that kind of a decision. So I made the decision with pocket sevens, which is a better than average hand. I got called by ace queen, or he shoved all in, and it just didn't work out in my favor. But like I said, you're probably going to have to make at least one decision like that in this tournament. This guy did it early on. He doubled up to 3,400 or 3,000, and he's been just being very patient and hasn't been getting involved since. And that's how you should play. If you double up, there's no reason to continue to gamble, because you've already made your gamble. All you have to do is really gamble one time. And I did it with pocket sevens, and I lost, but I'm still back in there again. So now this guy's going after the blinds. He's got a bigger chip stack, so he's able to raise and put the pressure on people. He just raised it to 600 and stole the blinds last hand. He may have had a good hand, but he's able to put the pressure on people. And we continue to see all in after all in. And this guy's just still getting blinded out. Be interesting to see. Yeah, he's just going to fold. He's probably going to get blinded out. King, queen. Now I have a better hand here, and this guy's going to be, he doesn't have a whole lot of chips left, but I am going to raise it up and attempt to steal the blinds. So 600. I'm in early position. It's not a very good position to be raising from, but I don't want to be the guy who gets blinded out myself. So and now I would be committed to call his all in if he goes all in. So I won the pot. I'll be in the big blind with an ace, and if either one of these guys go all in, I will call for sure. And that's not an all in that I want to call with an ace 7, so I'm going to fold it. And again, we just continue to see all in after all in. And that's probably going to be the style of play that we see for the rest of this tournament. Just because it is a style of tournament where, it's make 5th place and you make your money. And we're down to still 8 players, but there's a couple players that only have a few chips. So 3 more players are going to be out and we'll make the money. But these guys are on the chopping block. And I guess I'm in really 4th place. Ace 10 here. I'm going to try and put the pressure on this player that has 1,000 chips. But we might see an all-in. There's an all-in, and I'm gonna reshove here. I want to isolate this player. I don't want anybody else to come in there. So good chance I have this player beat. They have been being a little patient though, so I only stand to lose 600 if everybody else folds, but I do not want this player to come in there. Which I don't think they will. I mean, that's a pretty big bet. Unless they have a really solid hand, then just thinking about it, that's not good. He folds. I mean, I don't have the greatest of hands, but I figure this player is probably doing the, desperation mode, so good chance I have them beat. And I don't really mind if this person calls. It just gives me a chance to knock out 2 players. So, yeah, exactly. Just shoving all in desperation mode. And I hit an ace. He hits a king. And we knock out a player. So now I have the stack that I can sit here and be more patient with. I pick up a premium hand. So if this player shoves, obviously I'm going to call. But if he doesn't shove, I'm going to raise. Now again, I said you don't have to get involved when you have a bigger stack. And there are two players that are very close to going out. But I am going to raise because I do have a pretty solid hand. I would not want to see an all-in, but you can't just not play this hand. Yeah, this player re-raised me and put the pressure back on. It'd be a very big play. But I don't think he would do that because he knows that, there's no reason for me to come after his blinds. We both have good stacks, so I pretty much almost guaranteed myself the money. These two players are, he's just folded every hand so far, and now he finally makes the decision to go all in. And we'll see if anybody calls. I can't imagine that this player would fold with a chance to knock another player out. So these two are going to get it all in. Now, if one of these guys calls, they have a chance to knock out two players. And, well, they don't, but I think if I was this guy, I might have just called with anything with a chance to knock out two players. Too bad I didn't call. So, King 10's going to win that. Well, I split it King High. I didn't see that, but that's all right, too. Keeps them both with smaller stacks. Keeps them both in desperation mode. But I think if I was, this guy in that last hand, I would have called either way with no matter what I had with a chance to knock out the two players. It would have put us in the money, and he just didn't call it. I mean, he had a big enough chip stack to do so, no matter what he had. Even if he had like a 8 deuce, he would have hit a pair and won a hand or whatever. I just would have called with anything. So this guy's been going after the blinds. Now this guy re-raises. So it looks like we might get an all-in from this guy's got to have a better hand. I mean, to min raise from that position, he's got to have a solid hand. Well, he doesn't. He completely shocks me with the min raise with Jack 4. And just like that, he's out. What good play, buddy, with Jack 4. So we're down to 6. Now, I am going to be, folding basically every hand from here on out because all we have to do is knock out one more player. And I'm in second place, so there's no reason to gamble anymore. And this guy, down to 475. He's very close. And like I said, with this guy, he should have called any bet to try and knock out the player. And this is just a bad play. Why would you just go all in there? I mean, we want to knock this player out, and that's all our goal is to do. Because once we get to 5 players, we've made the money. Just going all in is just a dumb play. We want everybody to get in there and face this guy's all in. So Queen Jack. Obviously, I'm going to call his all in if he does. And he doesn't. This guy makes it 400. Like I said, there's no reason to really gamble. All we're waiting is for this guy to go all in. And I had the worst position there, so obviously I'm not going to call that. And there is an ante of 25 chips, so every time this guy loses 25 chips that he sits there and does nothing. And like I pointed him out before, he just basically folded every hand except for one hand. And you can't really do that in these tournaments. I mean, he might get lucky. He might have somebody else go all in. Maybe this player will make a call. He has the chance to. He folds. So just one more player out, and we double up our chips. So ace king, very very good hand. So obviously, see now here's the thing. I could re-raise this, and I could isolate this player, but there's no reason to do that. All we have to do is knock this player out, and we make the money. So I'm just going to call and let everybody else get a chance to come in there as well. And that's what happens. This guy wants that. He wants to knock him out too. So they're all going to come along and see how I missed the flop. But these guys probably didn't miss the flop. And he's going to bet it. Now, a good player here would just check this all the way down. There's no reason to force us out of the hand. If he just has like a pair of sixes like he does, and what if I would have hit an ace to beat this player? Either way, we're going to, well, actually, he's going to double up. with a better pair of sixes, but it was actually a bad bet, in my opinion, by this guy. He should not have tried to force anybody else out of that hand, because if I had an 8 and I hit an 8 on the river, we would have knocked this player out. Or what if this guy had an 8? Just a bad bet, but we're still, now this guy's on the chopping blocks with 235, and I'm just going to basically fold every hand. There's no reason to get involved. So I'm going to be in the big blind here, and again, this guy's just getting so close. He's got less than what the big blind is, and I'm going to be folding here. So pocket nines. Now I can't knock this guy out if I go all in, but I am going to play my pocket nines in case I hit a 9. But I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to go all in with this guy only having 185 chips. And hopefully we just check it down. There are 3 overcards out there, and it's really an easy fold. And this guy's going to be all in the big blind. And I'm not going to get involved here. There's going to be 2 players battling after this guy's chips. Actually 3 players if this guy comes in, which he should. And again, they should just check it down, and hopefully one of the 3 players knocks this guy out. So smart play would be to call, and all 3 of them should just check it down. But again, these players aren't all that bright, so how he folds there, I have no idea. If he had like a 10 deuce, he makes the winning hand, but hopefully one of these guys do. There's a 9, and he hits the nut straight, so he's back in there. Now these guys are basically tied again. They have to be getting frustrated because they're both on the same level of chips. They have to be both thinking the same thing. And I keep getting these more premium hands, but I'm not that great in chips anymore. I had 3,000, but I'm just waiting for one of these players to go out. Like I said, there's no reason to get involved. Okay, so I'm in the big blind, 8-jack. This guy finally makes the move. It's only going to cost me about double, and this is a chance to knock him out and win the tournament. So I will take that chance. I need an 8 or a jack. He's got me covered on spades, and he's going to win it. But this guy only has 315, so he's going to have to make a move. Ace-jack suited. Hopefully this is the time that he makes the move. There's a call. And again, I don't want to get involved because I am losing my chips here again, and I don't want to be on the chopping block. And this could turn out very badly if I lose his hand. But I am going to go all in. I mean, that's a good flop for my hand. And if they want to knock me out, go for it. But they don't. So again, I could probably just sit out every hand and fold and still make the money. This guy is going to be put all in when the blinds go around to him. Okay, so this guy limps in for 200. And I'm going to do the same. And hopefully these guys can pick up on that and we'll just check it down. They're doing the right thing now. It seems like they're just checking it down. And I hit a pair of jacks, so they let me get there. Hopefully the jack is good. At least, he's got the king. So he's back in there. So we're just doubling these guys up, and they're getting really lucky. It doesn't always happen like that, but. Okay, so 3-5, I'm in the big blind. This guy makes a decision to go all in. We get a call here, and I'm going to do the same and just try and check it down with the guy. I can get a deuce. I got the nut hand. And there it is. So we're going to knock this player out because I was able to call and we were able to check down. So, I mean, I'm just going to go all in because I have the nuts. There's, he's like, why are you betting? Why are you trying to force me out of this hand? But I have the nuts, that's why. Because there's no other, we're knocking this guy out unless he has the same hand. And there's no reason not to bet. So we finally knock this player out and we win the tournament. And these 5 players left in all pick up. And this guy was somehow able to hang on and not really play any hands. But we do double up. And that's going to end this segment. And luckily I was able to end it right before the 15-minute mark. So, guys, thanks for watching and have a good one.